And welcome to episode number 46 of the Unknown Games podcast. Welcome, one and all. This is the best day of all. I've got rhymes, I've got jokes. Everybody, let's go in for more. I ran out of things to rhyme about. Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody, where we talk about Japanese games in general, and of course, our lives here in Japan. And by our, I mean myself and the one who's eating on the podcast. You're breaking rules, Alex.
Oh, what's up? I'm eating ice cream.
But at the same time, I have to say, it was the first time in 46 episodes. There's been other words that it just wasn't, hey, I'm Alex. What's up? I'm Alex. It's finally, the curse has been broken, everybody. Mm-hmm. The curse has been broken. It took ice cream to do it. I'm happy.
So I'm eating like this coffee. It's called Coffee Cookie Sundae. It's one of those Gente flavors right now, actually.
Coffee Cookie Sundae? Like It's coffee and what's the cookie?
Well, cookies.
Wait, what kind of cookies? Is it like chocolate chip cookies?
Oh, it's kind of like
a wafer cookie?
No, they're kind of like the soft, chewy kind of cookies. But it's a Gente flavor, and apparently it's really good. I've had 4 people who are like, "Oh, you gotta try this. You gotta try this. It's so good." So I've been looking for it for a long time. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it at all. Like wherever I went, I couldn't find it. And then last night, my girlfriend comes home, and she's like, "I had a surprise for you." I was like, "What is it?" And
wow, that could have went so many different places. My mind was like, "Wow, I have a surprise for you. I got like a nice little, some money. I got some haircut for you." Nah, it's like, I got ice cream for you.
Real good, by the way.
Oh my goodness, this reminds me of the time I did a podcast in college and we ate ramen on the podcast.
Yeah, was that fun?
For a Thanksgiving episode, it was fun. It was great. It was great. Every once in a while, there'd just be like a. Okay, everybody. Well, it's what we do here. We eat a lot. I had McDonald's for dinner. That's like poor man's food compared to awesome ice cream. I had some ice cream last night and the night before. I just been kind of hankering for it. It's been hot, and we talked about it last week on the show. The heat don't stop, man.
Ice cream's like a little treat. We had lunch actually. You and I. We had lunch last week or something, right? No, not less than a week ago.
No, it was last Friday.
4 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, last Friday, yeah.
I had the cheese Roko Moko, which is one of those other Gente burgers right now. It was a lot better than the spicy Hawaiian burger.
Yeah, the Hawaiian series they have going on right now.
Anyways.
Yeah, it was okay. No, that was good then. I had a Big Mac.
Can't go wrong with a Big Mac.
And I was just like, I don't know. I hadn't had a Big Mac in 5 months at least, 6 months or something. Probably the last time we had a Big Mac, which was last year, actually.
Wait, we had a Big Mac? What do you mean we had a Big Mac? Did we have lunch?
I felt like we had a Big Mac one time we went to McDonald's.
So we went for lunch together and you had a Big Mac?
Yeah. Remember, maybe that was Wendy's. It might have been either way. That mug was like last year sometime, but that Big Mac was so good. Everybody, if you haven't had a Big Mac, you should definitely not go and have a Big Mac near you because it probably is not going to taste the same now. Japan, they like to make it just like the picture. Everybody, it's like the picture, and that makes it so much better because you feel like it was loved and cared for. I'm just saying, love and care in your sandwich makes it much better. But what we don't really talk about much on this show is video games sometimes. We're sorry to disappoint you, but today we're talking about video games. Alex, what do we got for him?
I don't know. Line it up. What's on the agenda, actually?
Oh, yeah. He's like, I want to start this show while I'm eating my ice cream. Well, today we're going to be talking about Epic Games and how, Fortnite was taken off of the Android Play, like Google Play and Apple. So that's a big whammy. That's a little thing that's going down. Of course, Apex Season 6 is coming out. By the time you listen to this podcast, you will be playing with your girl, Rampart, and Sheila, just going ham, I hope. And, we got some small little announcements. Phil Spencer over here talking about he ain't trying to sell no Xboxes. Hey, come on, bro. You trying to sell some Xboxes. Anyways. And, some of those small announcements, other streamers coming back, and Ghost of Tsushima. That's on the list.
Yeah, sounds good.
There we go. So, as always, you can follow us on Twitter. Leave a comment. We're gonna get to a comment actually at the end of the show. It's specifically for you, Alex. It's for you. This is what you've been waiting for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's not ice cream either.
Is it like a voice message or just like a written comment or something?
It's a written comment. It's a written comment. It's,
cool.
Hey, we're moving on up here. Those listeners. Thanks everybody for listening as always. We love you. So let's hop on into it. So you brought up this story to me last week about Epic and the, being taken off of the Google Play Store and also the Apple iTunes Store.
Sure.
So can you explain lead us into it, man? What's up with this?
Well, I mean, like, I actually haven't dug into like really the nitty gritty of it, but basically what happened was like Fortnite, the app, was suddenly pulled off the iTunes store, the App Store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly after, Google actually followed suit. So the two major mobile phone platforms had delisted them from their major stores. And what it seems like this had started when Epic had. It seems like they were going to circumvent the 30% cut that Apple and Google get on in-app purchases. So, Fortnite sells their in-app currency called V-Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy them either directly through Epic or using the in-app purchase function of all apps on those sites.
Right.
And what Epic had done was it's if you had decided to go directly through Epic, just like a credit card transaction through their servers, you would get a discount on your V-Bucks. So really making it enticing for the average player, or any human really, to not use the in-app purchase function.
I was looking at a story about it, and it's saying that what you were exactly talking about, it's just called Epic Direct Payment alongside of that. And yeah, it's a way for them to essentially circumvent having that 30% cut come out. And what was interesting is that they had just gotten on Google Play like a month or two ago. Like it took a while for them to.
Was it a month ago? I feel like it was more than that. But
was it a more? It feels recent still. Like
recent-ish. Right? I mean, Fortnite's been around for a while, but yeah.
Yeah. But so that was a whole thing. But what I was looking at from like another story was it's kind of interesting, the dichotomy. I've never used that word before, but it feels so good.
It's like a word of the day, yeah. When you're dictionary.com, yeah.
Dichotomy. Well, I mean, like straight up, we have mobile platforms and then we also have console gaming, right? And consoles also take that 30% off, right, on your DLC. I mean, it's nothing different, but you didn't see Epic doing this against any console games, like against their DLC or whatever they're selling on Fortnite. Like that's straight up still the same. So it's in some ways, if you don't dig a little bit further, it can be kind of confusing. Like, why are they doing it on mobile versus, PlayStation 4 and Xbox?
Well, I don't know what Switch. The cut is for. Yeah, I don't know. Is it 30% the PSN if you buy anything on PSN as well?
Yeah, it's a 30% cut apparently.
Because there's so many different sides to this argument, which is why I wanted to ask you about it, just to see where you stand or what you think about it. Because so from Apple and I guess Google's point of view, they said that like all apps are bound by the same rules. It doesn't matter who you are, it's big or small. If you want to get your app listed on our official storefront, you have to abide by these rules. And yeah, like if you want to get your app on the store, like everyone has to agree to these rules. There are no exceptions, right? And Epic, in their eyes, had broken the rules, so therefore they were delisted. And I think like Epic's point of view, or what their argument is, and I think this is fascinating actually, is like well, first they don't agree with the 30% cut. It's a lot. It's a big cut. I'll admit 30% is a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, when you consider that there's only 40 and 50% above that, that's like half off.
Yeah, I'll admit, 30% is a pretty big cut. And if you're talking hundreds and thousands or millions potentially of just V-Bucks, 30% of a million is a lot of money. And I can understand where they're coming from. So that's Epic's argument. That I think, and I read it somewhere, that one of the arguments they made is, why is Apple unfairly targeting apps like Fortnite when you consider an app like Amazon? Amazon sells, Amazon has an official iOS app, and if you choose to download it and log in, you can purchase anything on Amazon.com or .co.jp or whatever.
But they can't take the 30%
Yeah, and
cut out of it?
Apple doesn't take 30% cut. Now, I don't know. Like, I feel like the reason why the 30% cut is in effect is because that affects specifically in-app purchases, which is like a function of the app. I think it's when you develop an application, there's like the set of tools.
Right.
All in-app purchases are subject to 30%. But what Amazon is doing, that's not an in-app purchase. That's something entirely, well, not entirely different. That's something different. Is where you're just you're directly paying Amazon. So Epic is like, their point of view is like, we are no different. You're just directly buying a service or a thing from us. And
so it would it would almost be like if Epic had the Epic Game Store launcher on, as the app, right? Instead of Fortnite, the app, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is like other companies are bound by those rules. So if you know, there's a Steam like app.
Right,
but
right.
I don't. Can you buy anything off the app directly? I'm not sure, actually. I've never done it. I've never done it.
It's been a long time since I've had Steam installed on my phone.
I have it installed on my phone, but okay, maybe
no, you can't.
You can or you can't.
You can. I want to say you can because I feel like I've bought something on it, but it's not like you're buying it. Like it'll open up a browser. If I remember last time,
so it's not in app purchase then.
Yeah, it's not in app. It's
okay.
Through a browser that you exited the app from. Exit it from the app. There we go.
Sure. And maybe that's how they're getting around it. And like, if you look at the Kindle store, actually, the Kindle app on iOS, you can not buy Kindle books on iOS on the app. You have to go to Kindle, like to Amazon, basically, to buy your Kindle books, because I think Amazon like doesn't want Apple to take the cut, and like also Apple doesn't want a competing storefront on their app store.
And I can't blame them. Like honestly, if you really look down on it, like at one point it's like what 30% for Google, right? And then it's 30% for Amazon, right? They're gonna take their cut
for Apple. You mean
for Apple or however many apps. At one point, I feel like it starts stacking, right? Like it stacks a little bit, which means the end for users is that either we're charged more.
Sure, because they have to increase the price, right? Yeah.
Either we're charged more, or, and this is where it hurts even more, the people who are writing content, making content, whoever, whatever they're selling, the people who are actually doing this, they're getting even less because the margins are just so tight. You know what I mean?
Right. Sure.
So for me, like, and I looked on exactly what the lawsuit that they're actually filing, that Epic is filing. It's like anti-competitive restraints and monolithic. Man, even after Dichotomy.
Like anti-monopoly, basically, right?
Yeah. It's monopolistic practices, which hasn't just been, and I gotta say it's not something that's new. It's something that's been going on for the past couple of years, especially in the U.S. with the platforms we're talking about. There's so many big businesses that own pretty much a lot of these chains, and it's so hard to get for the little guys to get in. And what's cool about Epic, and I think that they're really trying to kind of open these platforms up as much as possible, at least maybe mobile, but especially on their own platform. And I wish I had looked up the number for this, but if you're an indie developer, at one point they were taking a small cut out for not Unreal Engine, but of the sales, right? But now it's, if you don't make, I think it's over $1 million. If you're not making X amount, they're not taking anything from you.
Okay.
So they're really, at least in the public eye, trying to better the ecosystem in terms of for developers, and then also the platform that developers are using. Because if it's not Fortnite, but it's like some indie game that they're publishing, right? And they put that game on iOS or Android, right? That means that 30% has to come out if there's in-game, in-app purchases, right? So in some ways, you can see them kind of protecting the little guy if, they somehow get a game. I guess a game published by Epic wouldn't be a little game, but it would be a nice big game.
Right.
So that's like my view. I think overall it's a good thing. But what do you think? Is that something that you think in the long run is a good thing for mobile? Do you think it'll open up more companies to try to challenge this practice
Yeah, I don't know.
of taking
Like, there's
30%?
so many sides to it. So uh, like the reasons why both Apple and Google delisted the app was just basically that Epic had tried to circumvent the rules, and like the rules are the rules, which is why they delisted it. And it just like, because it's a private store, essentially Apple and Google have it's their business, and like
Mm-hmm.
in the same way, like just like they have the right basically to take the app down, right, for breaking the rules. It's kind of
Right, right.
their store. But and then Epic also has like, I guess for their position is that like, it's pretty unfair, and they're making it very hard to I guess to make money. And I mean, it's hard for this multi-million-dollar franchise to make more
More
millions. Yeah.
millions.
So I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, I just feel like, sure. I mean, there's good points to both sides, but there's also like both sides are in it for the
Sure,
money.
both.
Yeah,
They're both in it for the money. They're both businesses, and at the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah. Well, so where do you stand? Do you think you stand close to Epic, or are you just like, the rules are the rules and Epic broke them?
So, I mean, so here's the thing: rules are rules, and PUBG. I don't know if PUBG has in-app purchases, right? PUBG, if they do have in-app purchases, they've been playing by the rules, right? So, and that's a pretty big game series as well on both platforms, and any of the other apps that have been playing by the rules. Now, it's kind of, it's only fair to them that people who are following the rules, that they are fairly not rewarded, but it's respected, right? They have to enforce those rules. But when I think about it, it's kind of like Apex, right? Apex
Okay. I don't.
Mobile
Sure.
is
Okay.
where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Apex Mobile, right? Apex Mobile, whenever and if it comes out, we know it should be coming out someday. But we have to assume that EA would be, in theory, in the same situation as Epic, right? Right. So EA in theory is like looking at this like, okay, we kind of hope y'all break this for us. Like, let us in on this. Because when I'm looking at these games, battle royales, and it's all about skin purchases, right? Or gun purchases, skins, whatever. They cost a lot, right?
Yeah.
They're like $11, $10, $17. They're more than I actually want to pay. And even for a battle pass, right? It's battle pass is fine, but it always feels like a little bit more than I want to pay personally. But hey, I'm playing the game for free. But knowing that those prices at the end of the day, if they were to go higher on mobile for stuff for some reason like that, or if me thinking about it just is like, man, it kind of sucks. Like they're not getting as much as they're getting on like the console. They're getting ripped off, right? Me thinking of that, because I don't play Fortnite, so I can't relate to it as much. But for like Apex, it's like, if I buy a skin here on mobile, even if I'm playing a lot of time on it, it kind of sucks. They're not getting that full price. Is if I would just buy it on, actually, the Epic. Darn it, I cornered myself, everybody. I cornered myself.
Sure.
Yeah, I did. But anyways, where do I stand on it? Let it be free. Let it be free. But unfortunately, you got to follow the rules, guys. You got to follow the rules.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just like, I'm not a really big fan of Epic, I guess. I really don't.
They kind of play both sides. I mean, any big company, they're playing both sides. They do good PR, and they do like, hey guys.
I know Epic, like
We're shady.
recently, last year, the year before, I can't remember. Like Epic kind of garnered a bit of hate from the PC gaming community for them basically starting a new storefront and making a ton of games exclusive to Epic Game Store. I don't know if I guess I don't know if you had a PC at the time. Maybe you weren't really paying attention. But
I didn't. But it like Control is one of them. I know for sure.
Yeah,
Control was one of them, and I was just like,
a bunch of PC games ended up being Epic Game Store exclusive, and it kind of, in certain communities, I guess, kind of garnered a bit of hate from the PC gaming community, because it seemed like they were kind of I don't know, I guess making it, I don't know, in a way competitive. Like they were, stealing games and making them exclusive. So Control's one, a Metro Exodus was a bit of a controversy in its own right.
Okay.
Borderlands 3, Tetris Effect.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh yeah, that's right. Tetris Effect. That's true.
what happened with Metro was really, really bad because what happened was they were doing pre-sales on Steam, so you could pre-order on Steam. You could
Oh no, and then they got continue.
Yeah, so they were selling the game on Steam like pre-sales, and then before the game had even launched, it got removed from the Epic from the Steam store, and it became an Epic Games exclusive. So people who purchased the game on Steam, those were still honored. They still got Steam copies.
Okay.
But
okay.
Basically it was weird because like they were selling, a game on Steam and it never came out on Steam basically officially. You know what I mean?
Right. Which is, yeah, and that is very shady. And at the same time, like you can look at them getting those exclusives as a way of competitive, like a competitive advantage, because I mean, for the longest time there has not really been a competitor to Steam, and I think that was the
exactly.
was the thing people were kind of happy about, is that someone was finally trying to challenge Steam. But essentially Steam kind of ran its store and did what it did and still does what it does, and has a crap ton of games that they're trying to curate better. Now they have these points. There's a lot of stuff with Steam. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of fluff. And if I have to say anything about Epic, at least the store's not fluffy. I feel like the games that are there are, for the most part, a good selection of games.
Sure. So yeah, Steam. I agree. Steam has gotten a little bit bloated in the last, let's say, 10 years. But I think people were upset that Epic was stealing exclusives, and they chose to compete that way instead of, say, fleshing out a really good client, having a really compelling reason to be on Epic Games Store, whether it be like some kind of feature, I don't know, like voice chat, servers, some kind of some kind of thing like that.
Yeah, because in terms of overall features, the Epic Store is definitely the lacking of the two. I mean, it's solid UI, solid everything interface wise, and how it operates is solid. But there really isn't anything that makes you go, "Hey, this is kind of fun. This is why I want to be on this store." You know what I mean? There's no appeal point, like you were saying, and maybe that's something that they should try to work into it. I mean, for the first part, let's be real. It's like, hey, please come get Fortnite from here.
I think I don't know. Apparently, like like last year or something, there wasn't a way to add multiple games to your cart, to the Epic Game Store. And I was on Reddit, and so maybe this is true, probably true, but so there are people, because they had a really big sale last summer, but there wasn't a way to add multiple games to your cart. So you would have to just like buy a game and make a transaction, buy another game,
taxed,
make a transaction, buy another game in a separate transaction. So people were buying multiple games like in 4, 5, 6, 7 transactions, right? During the summer sale. And a bunch of people got flagged as fraud because they were making multiple transactions repeatedly, and then they got their account banned. So Epic banned their account, and then they tried to appeal it and be like, "Hey, I'm not fraud. I'm just trying to buy games from you," and they lost their account. You know what I mean? It was really messy.
That's pretty whack. I will say, at least now you can buy more than one game at a time. So I'm glad they fixed that. They're probably like, man, we should have had that day one. That's day one stuff that you just don't know how people miss, but they miss it. Or they continue to ignore it, thinking that, hey, it'll be fine until we can get around to it. And then and then boom.
I kind of feel like they were just like, let's make a store. It's like, does the cart work? Good, the cart works. And then no one was just like, hey, can we add multiple games to a cart? No one thought about that or anything.
It's the Fortnite mobile, man. That's what they did it. They did it for the get it in on that PC. You gotta, I mean, just like pretty much any of these services now, like Ubisoft's, what are you doing? You're just downloading Assassin's Creed, whatever VR they got now. Honestly, that's what they're all for. I'm sorry. Can we just have one? Can we just have a one console future? I'm just lying. Okay. Well, Apex.
Sure.
Season 6
All right.
is happening. By the time you listen to this podcast, everybody, you're going to be in heaven. I mean, not dead. You know, you'll be playing a great, wonderful battle royale.
I saw the trailer
Apex.
today. Finally, I saw. Well, because it actually I saw Rampart's trailer because that launched like 3 a.m. for us like this morning, and I actually was awake still. So,
what did you think about it? I mean, in the trailer they showed off her abilities. Yeah. So she's got the let me go over to her awesome little page. I like her little page. She's got an amped cover. That's her tactical ability. So she builds a crouch cover wall, which deploys a full covered amped wall that blocks incoming shots while charging or amping up outgoing shots.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man.
Is that amped? We don't know the
that's
term
AWOL.
Amped.
That's AWOL from Titanfall.
Okay.
That's
so
a Titanfall
it's not the
thing,
amp. It's not that pew 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 pew.
It's AWOL from Titanfall.
Okay. Okay.
So here's what I feel. I feel so the Volt is coming back to Apex, and I'm like, yes,
Volt is coming back.
That's
Extended
my boy.
Energy mags.
That's my boy, because like
Devotion is out of the package.
I have the most kills with the Volt in Titanfall. Like that was my gun. And then it got nerfed, so then I kind of switched the alternator. But anyways, Volt, yes. AWOL, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
Hey, Big Watson. Watson. Can you put up some fences too?
Because like, yeah, here's the thing. I'm a little concerned about the meta because like when they added Watson to the game, it shifted the meta. Like I think people started to make strongholds. You could see that a lot in competitive play.
In competitive, you could see just houses just filled with fences.
Yeah, you really saw that in competitive. So it really shifted the meta. And then now they're going to add a character that has deployable cover and also like increases damage from that cover. You're gonna have like I'm not very comfortable with where it's going.
So that's her first ability. The second ability is Modded Loader, which is her passive.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I actually kind of like it. It's increased magazine capacity and faster reloads when using light machine guns and the minigun, aka Sheila, which is her ultimate weapon or emplaced minigun is what it's called. Her ultimate ability. Place a mounted machine gun that anyone can use. High ammo capacity, long reload time, which it looks like it's about to go just slam people in that trailer. That trailer, she was clipping everybody. It was like she just clipped Pathfinder and he just fell down. Like, you shooting everybody in the leg, girl, and they all fall. How powerful is this thing?
It's just trailer.
It's a trailer. It's a trailer. But it looks pretty cool. I think she can put maybe 3 of these bombardments up, or these her covers up. It looks like anytime we see it, there's 3. There's almost
I don't
at
like
least 3.
Again, like so the idea of using portable cover, AWOL specifically, is cool, I guess. I've never used it in Titanfall. It looks like this incarnation of it is better than in Titanfall because it's actually like a lot of cover. So
even if you're covered, like when you duck, you're covered. If you're crouched, you're covered.
So this looks like very, very powerful. And like, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about it. Like, I really think it's going to shift the meta. Like, I don't know.
Well, what the developers were saying is they're saying that grenades are her worst enemy. And this is where it gets kind of dumb because at the very end of their own Reddit post, they're like, yeah, grenades are, her worst enemy. It's definitely like what you want to use against her. And then it's just like, but her plus Watson. And I mean, it's anyone who plays Apex is already thinking this, like Watson ult plus this. It's even in the trailer. You ain't throwing no grenades in there. We have Watson's out. The only thing that literally is her counter that I can think of is Crypto.
Oh, with the EMP.
With the EMP. Crypto's EMP is the only thing that...
Is it confirmed that the EMP will destroy the walls?
It's confirmed that, it does damage the walls. I don't know if it takes them down, per se. Like,
but that's not even fair, because like that's Crypto's ultimate, and then this is her tactical.
Yeah. They're gonna have to change it up a little bit, because like there's no one who can really just output that much damage. I mean, I guess the thing is shoot the bottom bury, like just blow it up, go around. I don't know. You know, we're not getting a new map this season. We're getting a modified version of World's Edge,
Right.
which, you know, is a good thing in some ways. We really need a new map. It's been 3 seasons, and it's going to still be the rotation. Now, this is going to be one of those moments where, you know, World's Edge is going to have some changes. I didn't look too much into them, but if it's anything like King's Canyon, we're not going to get anything that's going to be mind dropping. You know, it's still going to be playing World's Edge. So that's one thing. But yeah, she's going to be there. Like you said, the Vault is in play.
I want to know how it plays
sure.
though. Here's the thing, because like the day one, like when I dropped into Apex, I was like, here we go, baby, the alternator. This is the gun. I'm gonna be good at this game. And then
the
I was like, wait a minute, this gun kind of sucks.
You needed the hop up.
Yeah, the disruptor rounds. So I'm like, I seriously, I love the Volt so much in Titanfall. It's so accurate, like comically accurate. But I just don't know how it's gonna handle in this game.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to look forward to seeing and playing in the next couple of days, really, or next day, really. It's going to be out. Of course, new battle pass. I got to say the G7 at the end, Bloodhound's just looking hype in that skin too, man. It looks pretty hype. I'm not gonna lie. I will play. That's the reason I did not play a lot of season 5 was I just was not feeling the battle pass. I wasn't feeling anything in it, so I'm just like, you know what, I'm out, guys. I'm okay leaving this season, and I found myself doing like playing other games and just being okay in general, without my daily dose of Apex every day, every night. But yeah, some new sites have been added to the map. I'm just looking over the patch notes now, or just some things. But the one thing that we did forget to talk about was the crafting that's going to be in the game now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much the reaction. It's, if you've ever been around any of the ultimate charge stations, I don't know if they're going to be similar to that, if they're going to drop on the map, but I believe it's pretty much going to be, they're going to be around the map. You're going to be able to find currency and then go to those stations. And inside of the station, whenever you're looking at it, there's going to be different power-ups you can get, or not power-ups, but different modifications, whether that's a shotgun choke or if it's a hop-up that's there, different ammo magazine sizes. There's just a array of choices you can kind of choose from. But it doesn't really, like, without playing it, I don't know exactly 100%, how much different it is than just picking up a hop up or using Loba's ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So wait, you can craft a devotion, if I'm not mistaken. I saw it in the trailer.
Yeah. You can craft it, which is kind of weird because, like, does that just mean it's just like
a craft gun?
It's just a gun, or does it mean that it has something special about it?
It's out of gold rotation. The PC is still gold though, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm going to assume they've taken it out since you can craft it.
I don't know. I mean, gold weapons are kind of cool. I think gold weapons have their own kind of special appeal because it's like, it's kind of like getting a rare drop in a RPG or something. But
yeah, it's good. So hopefully we'll see. We'll definitely give you the impressions because we'll be playing it. We're huge Apex fans here, loving that game. So Rampart, I love her design, love her. Gonna get ready to see some more of that. And I'm sorry, but Phil Spencer, I don't know. This is like caught me, and I was like, this is one of those stories that people would just use to be like, hey, click on my site. The headline is just literally, Phil Spencer says Microsoft's approach isn't about selling more consoles than Sony or Nintendo. What do you feel when you first hear that?
Well, I think it's basically just really, really good PR speak. I mean, they've kind of admitted that they have, in a sense, lost, let's say, quote unquote, the console war, or at least for this generation. And they're not focused on hardware sales anymore because I guess they're trying to win in a different way. So you can see this now when Microsoft is basically saying all our biggest games, Gears of War, Halo, whatever, you can get them on Xbox.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, exactly. You can get it on Xbox, whether that be the last gen, the One, or the new Series X. Or you can get it on PC if you have a PC. So they're trying to like win not with console sales, not with hardware. They're trying to win with just like a service and a brand. You know what I mean? And to foster a kind of sense of loyalty, I guess, which is great. I mean, I don't own an Xbox.
Me neither.
But I do own a PC. So I'll admit I bought Halo. Not the new one, obviously. I bought the Master Chief Collection, the older ones, the remasters, because I never had an Xbox One growing up, and I did have a 360, so I did play 3 actually.
Okay.
But I never played 1 or 2. I didn't play Reach because I had moved to Japan actually when it came out, so I never like bought it.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, I was still in America with Reach. You were doing like abroad, study abroad, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
okay.
I was in Japan when Reach came out, so I bought Reach actually because I could. I own a PC and Reach came out on Steam. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I played Gears of War on PC. Was it 4, 5?
4? I believe it's 4 is on PC.
What was the last one? The newest one is 5, right? Yeah, so I played 4 on PC. I didn't get 5, but I played Gears of War on PC. So that's great for people like me who maybe I enjoyed those games. I do. I enjoy those games. I just don't own an Xbox. So that's how they're going to attempt to, let's say, win in a different way. So
yeah, it's definitely worth a shot. It's kind of a weird place that this was actually happening. I don't know who Gary Whitta is, but Gary Whitta's Animal Talking podcast is where Phil made this. Mr. Spencer made this remark. But like, yeah, his actual comment was, if selling more consoles than Sony and Nintendo was our approach, we wouldn't put our games on PC. And we wouldn't put our games on Xbox One. We wouldn't do xCloud and allow people to play their games on phones. How many consoles do I sell versus how many consoles does another company sell? He added, Sony or Nintendo or other companies back in the day. That's not our approach now. And so, like, you got to respect them for doing what they do. But I'm gonna just tell you right now, bro, you ain't making a console not to sell it, bro.
Yeah, right.
You still a business.
They do want to they want to. I'm sure they want to make like money in some way.
All the Xbox purists are like, yeah, why did he say that?
So yeah, I don't know. I'll be straight up with you. Like
it's a lot of money to own all these things.
I would have an Xbox if like there were games for it. I guess in Japan, it's just tough when we live in Japan, right? So
yeah, in Japan, like literally, the Xbox has no love, no. I mean, it's next to the, like, when I go to my local electronics store, it's next to the used DVD section.
Yeah, so I went to a used...
Not even Blu-ray section. Used DVDs.
I went to a used game store, actually, by my apartment. And, they have, a lot of games. So going back to PS3, PSP even, a few PS2 games. So I was like, what, where are the Xbox games? And I like looked, they're in like this tiny corner. They had like 4 games. They had like 4 Xbox games, like 4.
It's always a tiny corner. It's so like honestly, people, like if you come to Japan and you look up an Xbox corner, it looks like it should be discounted.
It looks like the Vita corner in North America, basically. Yeah.
Yes, that is perfect. It looks like the Vita corner. And the Vita corner here looks like
flip it.
Flip it.
Because if you go to any store here, like the Vita corner is still pretty big, actually.
And that console isn't even being made anymore.
Yeah, it's not even being made anymore. And it's still pretty big. Like there's a lot of Vita games, actually. Like it's huge. If you go to like a book off in a major city, like in Tokyo, one of the bigger Tokyo book offs, there's like a friggin' like just aisle of Vita games.
That's so true. Like, I mean, there's so many Vita games that didn't come out across in the US or just abroad, and for good reasons per se, I guess. It's the romantic dating simulator for a lot of people. But still, Xbox, man, no love. Like, seriously, I want to see Xboxes marked 50% off when I'm in the store. I'm like, I will buy you straight up if you 50% off.
Oh my god, yeah, I was thinking because I have.
They should be 50% off.
I would love.
Should be.
You know what? If I went to a store and they're like, here, like if you buy this computer, you get a free Xbox, I'd be like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll take it.
Sure. Well, let me go. I'll take it. I mean, because there are some good treasures in that ecosystem, which we hope that they'll be remaking. We know, Nier Automata, not Automata, but Nier Reincarnated. I'm forgetting these numbers. No, Replicant. No, number. Anyways, that game's getting remade, but that was previously only on Xbox and PS3, and and Blue. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Were you gonna say Blu-ray?
No, I was gonna say like what was that? What was the Blue Dragon? I mean, I don't want to play Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon was Xbox 360.
Yeah. Someone might want to play Blue Dragon or
I just want to play Lost Odyssey.
Odyssey.
I just want to play Lost. That game is really good.
That's all we want. That's all we want. Microsoft, stop investing.
Put that on PC. Put that on PC right now.
Put it on PC. Make it part of the strategy. Make it part of the strategy. And moving on forward, of course, with remakes and things that we want to see. One of the things that we kind of wondered about the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD remaster
Oh
was
yeah,
you get to play with
Dante.
the big D, Big Dante.
The meme is back.
It's
The meme
back.
is back for a new
Let's
generation.
go.
I hope for the North American release of SMT3 remaster, I hope they have that same stupid badge on the cover. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I wish I did. I'm part of the new generation.
That's the
Explain.
meme. So like
What is it? What's
SMT3
the-
Nocturne in for North America is actually called I believe it's called the Maniacs version.
Here it's called Maniac Spark. Is the DLC the name of the DLC?
Right. So
yeah.
on the PS2 there was SMT3, and then there was another re-release called SMT3 Maniacs, and that includes Dante as like at the time, not DLC at the time, but just bonus content, right?
Right.
And then
It's in the
it was
game.
the Maniacs version that got translated for North America. And then when the game came out in North America, it had this stupid badge in the corner of the box art that says like features Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Oh my goodness.
And that
I
became
feel
a
like
meme. That became a meme. So like you could find like just people like cutting that badge out and just like putting it on random stuff.
the badge itself was the meme. 'Cause,
Yeah.
You know, back then, I mean, that was back when DMC 1 was hot. Like, I don't think DMC 2 had came out. If I remember, because I was looking at this in the magazine. I still have, you know, my official PlayStation magazine, because that's where I saw this game. I was like, oh man, Dante's in it. They had me. I was like, oh man, Dante's in this game. I want it.
So that badge that I sent you on Discord right now, that just became
That was
like
the badge I retweeted.
yeah, that just became like a meme. Like people would just like post it on random stuff.
I mean, if you pay Dante enough, he'll be in anything.
So I hope that they use the same badge.
I mean,
in the
it was tweeted from Atlas's account.
yeah,
so-
from the official Alice, at least from the
Yeah.
official American Alice
Yeah.
account. Yeah, the Japanese
They
Alice
know.
one was way more like
stoic.
Yeah.
Way more professional.
yeah.
Didn't embrace the fans in the meme. Embrace.
So I hope they. Here's an example of a meme. It's someone taking that badge and just putting it on something else.
Oh, yeah, that definitely does fit in the HD class, the remasters of Devil May Cry. That HD that collection that they did. It's such a sad thing that 2 was in there. Sorry, I've played them all, and yeah, Devil May Cry 2. Everybody, Devil May Cry 4. Oh no, 5. Yeah, 5. That would make sense. 4 would make even more sense, honestly.
What are you
I
talking
think 4 would
about?
be a great one, featuring Dante. Yeah,
Devil May Cry 4 featuring Dante.
yeah.
He was
'cause,
in
you know,
it.
the half you had to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he was featured in it. You know, that part that you had to play Nero, then you had to play Dante.
Yeah,
and you're
you
like,
play as
oh,
Dante for
and then you
half
play
the
Nero
game.
again.
You
You're
play
like,
for half the
"Fuck
game
this."
with Dante. Yeah.
This little Metal Gear Solid 2 twist. But moving on, Shroud is back on Twitch. If you haven't looked at him, if you ain't following the man already, not one of the 7.1 million people who are following the Human Aimbot, well, he's back on Twitch and streaming. Of course, he's got his subscription option open, so if you want to check him out. Now the two are back, the Ninja Shroud combo, and they're not really a combo, but you know, they're back on Twitch, which is good for Twitch. If you're a streamer, if you're on Twitch, like myself, that just means more people are coming to the platform. Yay, Facebook, what are you doing? Get somebody. Make it big. I want less competition.
Yeah, let's stream on
Or I should
Facebook.
just be better. Yeah, that or opposite. You can just stream on Facebook, everybody.
I'm kidding. I would never stream on Facebook.
You can do YouTube.
I would never stream on Facebook.
YouTube is always an option, my friend. So that's happening. And then Ghost of Tsushima is the highest selling first party PS4 title in Japan, which is nice for a game that's featuring Japan.
Sure, yeah. It's also pretty cool that it's a Western studio.
That too. And that it's also a good game.
Sure, yeah, I guess.
It's like that goes hand in hand, I hope. But it was one of the best selling games of July. And per Famitsu, this is, of course, like I said, the highest selling with reaching over, sold X amount, 330,000 in Japan in the first 3 weeks. So apparently the last game to hold this record for PlayStation was Spider-Man from Insomniac. Tag team. Look at that. Anyways.
Yeah.
So, anyways, here's your question, man. Here's your question. So, Ill at Ease, I caught him on Twitter, posted this tweet. I want Chrono Trigger remade, but not with turn-based combat. Maybe more like a Tales of Symphonia.
Oh, that would be not Chrono
What
Trigger.
are you thinking? What are you thinking though? What are you thinking? You tell us. Go play Chrono Trigger.
I would say
You want
like
the remake? You want the remake, man?
no, I would. That'd be a bad idea. It'd be fine as a side game for sure. But
With like a mobile game.
no, just like a side story maybe, because kind of
Oh, a
like
side
just
story?
featuring other characters from the Chrono series. There's a lot of characters in Chrono.
Okay. Well,
But
yeah.
I just if it's gonna be a main game, I think it should be turn based.
Just like keep it turn based. I mean, like, we did. I think we kind of almost talked about this with the Final Fantasy VII remake, of like how we kind of wanted some other games remade as well. I can't remember if we talked about.
Well, I think
Chrono Trigger
FF7
being in one of
remake.
those. Yeah.
I think FF7 remake is a really good thing to bring up because that's obviously not turn based, but I think they did really well.
Right.
But I think it's such like a different game that I don't mind it. But if I'm thinking like when you say like Chrono Trigger like remake or something, I actually imagine it to be more or less what it still looks like. I actually just Octopath Traveler, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was kind of just imagining that, and I was like,
nice.
that should be just
It's a nice
turn-based.
little update.
I just
That's a really good,
I don't
nice
know
little
how I
update.
feel like about Chrono Trigger, like a full 3D,
Like a full
remake.
3D.
Yeah, like a
'Cause,
reimagining
like, they were-
rather.
Because they were never really in 3D.
No, because that's the thing exactly. Because like FF7 at least was like you could argue it's 3D kind of. I mean, it's pretty flat 3D, but at least it was 3D, right?
Yeah.
So that goes from 3D to 3D. But if you take something like Chrono Trigger, which was originally like sprite based, and like if you make it 3D, that's just like
That's like a new game.
yeah.
That's like straight up new. That's some weird. I can see where you're coming from with that. I can see where you're coming from.
So I would just say like if you're gonna do a new Chrono Trigger or a remake or whatever, do it like Octopath, and keep it turn-based combat, and I think that'd be kind of cool.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Maybe something like one of the Link to the Past or one of the Nintendo games. They do
Oh,
those well,
like
too.
yeah. I was gonna ask if you played it, but you haven't. 'Cause you don't.
No,
own a
I don't own
Switch.
a
Yeah,
Switch.
like Link's Awakening, right?
Yeah.
That was really. I think that was a very interesting remake. It because it, in terms of like the maps, it was 1-to-1.
1-to-1, right?
It was 1-to-1, but it just like looks. Like I love the visuals, like the low depth of field, like it looks like a diorama. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was really into that, but yeah, so I don't know. Like I wouldn't want them to take like Link's Awakening and be like, oh, Breath of the Wild, baby, like this is what it. You know what I mean? It's just so.
If they did every Zelda game as Breath of the Wild, they just all look the same. You couldn't tell which one was actually Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell which is which. But yeah, that's it's I think it's kind of cool. We were able to at least have some of these nice little fun remakes what we want, and who knows, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll get Square will surprise us with something good.
I
Maybe
honestly like I
they'll
don't
do it. Maybe they'll do it.
I
They
don't
want more
know,
money,
dude. Yeah,
They saw that Final Fantasy. They saw Sephiroth bringing the bucks.
I'll be dead before Chrono Trigger comes out again. No, because I mean, like realistically, if you were Square, you'd be like, do we do Chrono Trigger or do we roll in millions with FF7 Part 2?
Oh, they can do. Okay, so let's say they finish Part 2 and Part 3, right?
Yeah.
What do they remake then? Because they're going to remake something else. Something else has to get remade.
Well,
What are they going to do? Like Vagrant Story or something? Like what are they doing?
in their like in their library? You mean
Yeah, in their library.
like
They
any
still have a
Square
bunch
Enix game?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, are we like?
Shit,
but-
do they go tactics? Do they go? Oh, they could do tactics again.
So like, but not Final Fantasy. Like any Square Enix game.
Any Square Enix game.
I don't
say
know
the
what
bouncer.
needs love. I don't know.
Don't say the bouncer.
Oh my.
Don't say the bouncer.
I would yeah, if like for TGS this year they're like, here's the game you've been waiting for from character designer Tetsuya Nomura. Everyone's going crazy. They think it's like FF7 or Kingdom Hearts, and then like the bouncer HD remaster. I'm like, oh shit, here it is.
It's like for the 5 people in the room right now who are
Everyone's
actually
quiet.
excited.
Everyone's quiet. There's like 80% are just like, what is the bouncer?
What's the bouncer?
10% are just like,
what are we
why
doing
though?
here?
But why though?
Oh man, well, that'll be something we'll try to answer throughout the next podcast or something. But thanks for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, episode number 46, going on 47. And I think I'll be doing a bonus episode with a guest of the show, filming this week, and then hopefully getting up next week. So then we'll have
filming?
that big.
Are you doing a video podcast?
Oh, sorry, recording.
Okay.
You guys don't want to see me on video. I have warts.
Sure.
That sounds weird.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he actually has no face.
I have no face.
Yeah.
I'm a no face person. No heart, no face. They call me Heartless from Kingdom. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get on that, and we should be doing a VTuber special because I really do want to understand the powerful appeal of these weird. Today, like so straight up, I saw a friend of the show, G. Always about that VTuber grind, right? He posts this thing where apparently some VTuber did some crazy thing. I guess she had a boyfriend. She leaked something on accident. I don't know. She had to do like an apology video.
Yeah, so like
she's
most
a real person.
like most idols.
She's a real person. I mean, she is a real person behind there, but let's face it. Who cares if she has a boyfriend?
Well, that's a different argument entirely because now you're crossing into just like Japanese idol, culture. Because this isn't limited
but it's
to
just like
VTubers,
an anime
right?
character. It's like if the anime character's voice actress has a boyfriend. Do you really care?
I think people do care actually.
Oh, that's what you're gonna get into on that episode. That episode, maybe I think it's gonna be like maybe 48 or 50, something.
I'm
like
not
that.
saying
Anyways,
I care. I'm just saying like that's a fandom thing. Like
I'm gonna just leave it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It's sadness. Do you have anything close out? Anything you want to say?
No. I guess the ice cream is pretty good. You guys should get it if you're in Japan right now.
If you're in Japan, go grab, what's it called again?
The coffee cookie sundae.
The coffee cookie
From
sundae.
Haagen-Dazs.
That just sounds like someone put words together and made an ice cream flavor.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Coffee cookie sundae. Yeah, go have yourself one of those. And as always, like I said, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UGP_cast. Leave a voice message on anchor.fm/UGPcast. We've got a voice message little part. You can leave us, say what you want. Say what you want about us. Let us have some love or tell us why you don't like us. I don't know. Just message us. Same thing on Twitter, too. And, of course, you can check us out on YouTube as well if you're more into YouTube versions of podcasts at Unknown Games Podcast. There we go. And we'll catch you next week. Remember, you set the tone. Go play some great games. Enjoy your life. Try not to get sick, people. Just keep your mask on. And go roll in the dirt. It feels great sometimes.
What?
I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta get dirty to get clean.
What are you talking about?
Peace.
Yeah. Bye.